So today we went to the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, the border between North and South Korea. And already the way to it was a very interesting experience, because as soon as we left Pyongyang, the roads were freaking horrendous. Kind of reminded me of Laos. And it was a very interesting experience. Why? Because we had a look outside. The scenery of the DPRK was actually pretty beautiful. I mean, lots of mountains, rice paddies. It was great. And we passed a few cities. Some of the cities or towns that you might call it we passed, I tried to look into. Most of them had no pavement, and what really struck me was like the same houses. So then we had to stop to take some coffee and get some souvenirs, of course, and eventually when we got near the DMZ, we had several checkpoints, and then we could pass. There was only literally like one check, but no soldier came in the boss. And the same goes for when we got at the DMZ. I didn't saw many soldiers there, just a few with helmets and some handguns in their belts, but that was it. The atmosphere was pretty relaxed. We just had a view at the DMZ. We could take photos. I even got a photograph with a military next to me, so it was pretty easy going. Fairly interesting was when we went to some buildings where like the agreements were signed, the peace agreements, and before that the negotiations about the truce and the peace negotiations. Yeah, that was really interesting because we got some quite a propagandistic talk about it.
81만 5천 여건에 달합니다.
So after armistice, they violated the armistice agreement for more than 810,000 times.
So then we made our way through Kaesong. It's the city where the old relics were at. And it was really interesting because at the city center where we had lunch, I assume it was the center, the roads were paved really neatly. But when we got outside of that, they were really bumpy. There was almost no pavement. If I looked to the sidewalks, a lot of it was not paved. Some was still under construction. Sometimes people were working on it. It didn't really look like fairly modernized. If you look at the buildings, it kind of resembles Pyongyang. A lot of these colorized buildings, like this orange or this green or these pink buildings. As for the people we saw walking by, I saw quite some people like on the road when we were like in the bus. A lot of them were walking. A lot of them are on bicycles. A few are on motorbikes. It's really contrary to, for example, Vietnam, where the majority of people are on motorbikes. Here, I think most of them have bicycles. There are like a few cars on the road, and on the countryside you see some ox carriages going on, which kind of reminded me of Myanmar. So therefore, I can conclude that it's fairly undeveloped. And later we went to Sariwon. It's another city, and I found it so cool that we were able to see other cities than Pyongyang.